Nhale, how's it going?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Just out here, man. Nice place you got here.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, son of Nate Dogg, you've been doing your thing lately with the music, and I've been seeing you on a lot of features, working with a lot of artists. But, we're going to get into your story a little bit, get to know you a little bit better, man. Where did you grow up at?
I grew up in East Lakewood / North Long Beach. Right there where the Long Beach Town Center at, if anybody familiar. It's like any other city really, it give me like inner city vibes, poverty, shit like that.
What was it like for you growing up?
It was cool. Moms, pops, they wasn't together, but on and off. Had them both in the picture, so it was good.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I got about, shit. See, I gotta think about it, man. This shit like a Jerry Springer show. I got like about four sisters and about 5 brothers, something like that. But before my pops died, I had about 5 siblings.
So you grew up in Long Beach, the same city as your dad. What was school like for you?
It was good. I mean, like any other student, shit. In school, people kind of knew who I was, so it was like, motherfuckers thought I was, something special, but I see myself as a regular student, you feel me?
What'd you do as a kid? Like, did you play sports? Did you get in trouble? Were you just a normal kid?
Yeah, I played football growing up. I played basketball too. Ended up taking football pretty far. I went to college and shit with that shit, man. I thought I was going to the NFL at a point in time, but yeah, I played football.
What was high school like for you?
That shit was cool. I mean, I was good. I got by in school, to be real. So nigga was on honor roll, shit like that, but I really just knew what the system was and just, worked the system.
So as you're growing up, you have, one of the most iconic singers as your dad. What was that like for you?
I didn't really understand that shit, to be real. As I get older, I probably understand it more. But like when I was younger, I really didn't get it. It was just like, regular daddy.
Tell me a little bit more about growing up for you. What was your average day like? Just going to school, just doing average stuff?
Well, yeah, like I said, like the normal kid, I went to school, shit. Hung out with the bad kids. I just happened to play football. You feel me? Before high school, I went to public schools, so I was in there, it was in a mix, inner city schools, wherever it was at, I was there growing up. Shit like that,
How did it affect you with your dad being this iconic person? Was it like everybody knew, you know what I'm saying, and your friends were around? Were the Dogg Pound hanging out with you?
Yeah, so shit, I played football for Snoop at the time, so it was like a regular to me because I was seeing Snoop Dogg, I was seeing my pops, and other celebrities. I would just come to practices and shit, so that kind of life was like normal to me, and I didn't really see it as much. I thought it was regular.
How old were you when you started playing football?
When I started playing football, I was about, I'd say 8 years old, maybe. About 8. Pretty much, whenever you can get a football in your hands, I had one.
And that was for Snoop's team the whole time?
Yep. I started off playing for Snoop. Yeah.
What was it like having Snoop as a coach?
I don't know if you've seen the Netflix show, but he got a show on Netflix called Coach Snoop. And when I watched that shit, I just remember exactly, the program they had us on. They cussing kids out. They out there, making them run, doing this and that. But really, it's not even about, the cussing the kids out and that phase of it. It's really the discipline that it built up. Because most kids that play for Snoop, they go to the NFL or they go to college. So what I got out of that was like, that was something special, and it was a time like that, that I really took advantage of. As far as like I got something out of it.
Being that your dad and Snoop were so close, was Snoop Dogg just, around a lot at the time?
Oh, definitely, yeah. He was around. We went to his house a lot, chill with his, with his sons. Them like my cousins. I talk to them till this day, almost like every other day. You feel me? No matter what it is. But, he was around, and it was like, I was just a young kid from death row around there.
Do you have any stories from the football times you could tell?
From those times, not really, cause I just, they had us away from a lot of that shit. It wasn't like we was just, in the mix from like a lot of the shit, we know about with death row. I was, they put us in the room or the studio, wherever they wasn't at, they put us, they put us there. But what I can say is shit, I just can remember crazy shit as far as like, alcohol, heavy bitches, shit like that. For sure, like a reason why I am today and why I think how I think,
Okay, so as you're growing up, I think you'd mentioned that you'd got shot at one point. This was right around the time you were graduating high school?
Yeah, shit. The day before I graduated high school, actually, it was at my barber shop. Some crazy shit took place, and shit, I went up there, regular day shit, went up there to get a haircut, was sitting down, on my phone. Out of nowhere, 3 dudes just walked in and they aired it out pretty much. My barber shop, my barber, he got hit. They pretty much lit him up, and he ended up passing away that day, and I got hit in my arm. That shit was like a movie though, dog. When they hit me, I had to play dead and shit. I'm like, man, this shit over with for me. So I'm like, shit, when I made it out of that, I'm like, damn, I'm thankful. You feel me? Ended up going to college like a month after that, you feel me?
What kind of gun did you get shot with? Do you know?
Nah, I don't even know shit like that. I'm just happy that I'm still here, you feel me?
So these 3 dudes bust in the barber shop and just start letting loose. Did you think they was coming after you?
Shit, at the time, I thought they just wanted the whole barber shop. Like, my adrenaline was running. I thought it was over with, to be real. So, shit, there's 3 of them, so they just stand and, just imagine, the doorway when you walk in and just 3 dudes just standing that motherfucker. They really spraying in any direction, so I'm thinking they coming to just,
How many people got shot that day?
Probably like 3. The other 2 died. No, I think 4. I think 2 died and then 2 people survived, which is me and the other person.
Man, how did that affect you at that point?
Shit, man, I wouldn't even go in barbershops no more. I probably just started going back in the barbershop, and I go to one of my OG homies because I know ain't nothing happening where he at. He an older cat, so. But as far as barbershops, nah. The barber can just come to the crib, you feel me?
Yeah, I hear you. So as you get hit by the, you said you got hit in your arm?
Yeah.
What happens after that? Did the paramedics come and everything?
Yeah, shit. Probably like, well, not really, shit. I got hit in my arm. Shit, I played dead, like I said, you feel me? And they still wetting it up, whatever. When it's done, you hear the smoke. You smell the smoke. You smell what's going on. But my adrenaline running so much, I didn't even realize I got hit. I looked down and I got blood all on me and shit. Then I looked at my arm like, damn. So I go out the back and some neighbors and shit. They bring me in their house, give me a towel and shit, and they put it where I got hit at. And you feel me? Waited till the ambulance came.
There are people that are watching this that have never even been close to a bullet, man. What did it feel like?
Man, it's like your life flashing, really. But your adrenaline running so much, you don't really know what's going on. So that's the sad part. So when people die from gunshot wounds and shit, it's crazy because I'm sure they don't even really know what's going on or really feel it. And then they just power out, you feel me? So I'm thankful that I didn't go out like that, and I kept my composure a little bit, and got a towel right there to stop the blood, and the ambulance came in time.
How long was your recovery process? Was it, just patched up, or were you like?
Yeah, I was just patched up. Probably lost hella blood, but took me out probably 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks.
Not too bad.
Yeah. But that shit hit like right under my nerves. So like even till this day, my nerves would be fucking with me and shit on my arm. So I'm like, damn.
Man. All right. You're playing football, and you get shot, and you're at this point you're getting ready to go to college, right?
Yeah.
So how does college work out for you?
As far as what, like?
What was college like for you?
Shit. To be real, probably I wasn't ready for the transition. I was in there, you know, acting like a kid from a poverty neighborhood, which I did come from. So I really just survived as long as I could, pretty much. But yeah, I would say that's pretty much how it went. I got into some troubles over there with some marijuana, you know, so had to, you know, come back home and reevaluate life and realize, you know, what school was for me and what it was to me, you know.
You got kicked out of school for it?
Yeah, pretty much for smoking. Well, not kicked out, but it was like more of, you know, you got a problem and you got to get help, and we can't help you right now. So, you know.
At what point did you get into music?
I mean, I've been into music, but I just started dropping music in 2020, but I've been around it, grew up around it, you know. Used to rap with my pops, homies and shit.
Oh, because you were rapping back then.
Not recording and shit, but I was a young boy, you know, they'd give me the microphone and shit. I would run around the house and, you know, freestyle against them and shit.
I mean, you got some good mentors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the best mentors out there. I mean, Snoop. You know, do they encourage you to do things?
Yeah, they all support. They all tell me they see it. Any one of my past friends you can think of has reached out and told me they see what I'm doing and they behind it. And you know, sometimes I get what is it? Like I get frustrated and thinking that they don't support it or they not behind it, but then I realize like they got a lot of shit going on, and you know, and that's usually the time one of them reach out or something and just tap in and let me know, you know, they see what I'm doing and they respect it.
Now, were you singing at first, or were you just rapping?
Shit, I was doing it all. They got this new genre right now called trap soul. I think I think you can call me like a young OG of that shit. And you can call my pops like the king of G-Funk, you know, West Coast shit, but I think they place like this type of sound like it only goes so far, you know, for some reason. Yeah, my pops was the one that brought it, you know, worldwide. But I think you can say I'm on some trap soul shit.
At what point did you decide that you were going to adopt your dad's sound?
I say I didn't really do that. This really my sound. Like this, if you hear me, like, I can't go in there and like, you know, sound like nothing else. You know, like I can't go in there and change my voice up. You feel me? If you hear me talking, you know, you can grasp a little bit of it, but I go in there and do my own thing.
Okay. I mean, you know, you get a lot of comparisons though to your dad.
Yeah, and I respect that for sure. And I respect it, you know, and as they should, but it's more of that's where I got it from, but I don't want to like live under no shadow, you feel me? Like I'm talking about, if you listen to what I'm saying, I'm talking about like some shit that I'm influencing, you know, like it might be like a little bit of the same message, but like I can influence like young OG or like an older OG, you know, but you can kind of call it what you want, you know.
So as you're growing up and you're moving, you know what I'm saying, through things, and you know, you've been shot, had your fallout with the school. At what point did you start to take music serious?
Serious, probably like I said, when I started dropping in 2020. But my thing was I always knew music was like in my back pocket. And I think that's what allowed me to think certain shit was okay, like it wasn't the end, or I always got another chance because I knew like music was there. So I think that kind of like is like a bittersweet feeling and moment because I kind of set myself up to make music because I had a plan B, you know. So my encouragement is people to have a plan A, you know, not have a plan B because you know, it's like you setting yourself up for plan B.
You know, coming from such a legendary background, What are some memories that you have from your dad that you could share with us?
Shit. He hella supported everything I did. I could tell you that. Even my siblings, not even just me, all my siblings, he supported, you know, anything that we decided to do. Shit, as far as the music, like that shit, like seeing him make music is like second nature to me. I can close my eyes and just remember, and it's like it's the same way I be making music, you know, just catch a vibe and, you know, write that shit down and record it. And, you know, if you don't finish tonight, you know, you finish when you do. But I just, you know, Pops, man, I remember him like he was.
Making music.
Yeah, you feel me? And being a good father, you know.
I grew up, you know, listening to your dad and Dogg Pound. I'm from, you know, that whole era, the 90s.
Yeah.
That was my era.
Yeah.
You know, so it was you know, it was a sad day, you know, for the fans, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when he passed away, man, it was like you know, a legend, you know, but real true, you know what I'm saying, West Coast legend that, you know, did a lot, you know, that it just doesn't seem like today he doesn't really get the props maybe he deserves or talked about as much.
Nah, for sure. And I think that's a part of the reason I'm here and why I'm okay with like the comparisons and, you know, them like bringing that back up, because that's a part of why when I speak, like I'm speaking under my pops, you know, like there's nothing that I could kind of do to top him, because he gave me, you know, he gave me a way for this shit. So it's really like, no matter how far I go, you know, I'm acknowledging every show we do, tributes, you know, shit like that. So that's kind of why I'm here for shit, you know, so we can be reminded, like, not in one way, but in two ways, you know, not to where I'm just getting a mic and they playing his songs, but also, you know, I'm doing my set and then, you know, reminding them where all this shit come from.
A while back, you know, one of the questions I was asking rappers, this was quite a while back, but one of the questions I would ask rappers would be, you know, what do they think hip hop would be like if Tupac was still alive? And I interviewed YG, and he said that he didn't think a lot of rappers would be on.
Pac was still alive, my boy. What would hip hop be like right now if Pac was still breathing, man? Right here, man.
Oh, shit, it'd be crazy.
Man.
Like, a lot of these motherfuckers who on right now probably wouldn't be on right now. Pac would have this shit sold up.
Real talk.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man.
Rest in peace, my nigga Pac.
Hell yeah, all day, man. Nate Dogg too, you know what I mean? And all the rest, man. You already know what it is, man.
Yeah.
Do you think there'd be any change in hip hop if your dad was still here?
Yeah, most definitely. I think a lot of people wouldn't have got far with a lot of shit. I think a lot of people just cut the corner, and now that shit is like, it's like, you know, it means some value to hip hop. But when you put some Nate Dogg on, it's like, man, like nobody can really fuck with this shit, you know, till this day. And you know, I come close, but you know, nobody really can fuck with it. So I think if he was here today, a lot of people wouldn't even be around, like a lot of people.
Do you think there would be more real singing instead of everybody using like auto-tune and everything like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's another reason why I'm here to challenge all of that, because man, I used to go to live performances and shit, and dudes, they perform with the auto-tune on, and I'm like, damn, this shit is crazy. Like, and in my brain, I'm just thinking like, damn, boy, if my daddy was here to see this, because he already didn't accept T-Pain right, and T-Pain really could sing. He just decided, you know, that was the way he was going, you know, be a superstar. But he already didn't like the T-Pain thing, and now this shit is beyond T-Pain. You know, everything got auto-tune on it, but none of my shit.
So you don't plan on doing no auto-tune?
Nah, and if I'm at a new studio or recording with a new engineer and I feel like I hear some auto-tune or something I don't, you know, usually hear, I'm gonna ask him like, hey, you got some auto-tune on there? Like, take that shit off, gangsta. Got to.
You'd mentioned that your dad didn't really do the auto-tune thing. What are some other things that he liked musically?
He liked or disliked?
Either or, both.
I mean, shit. He liked a lot of people. Shit, he also disliked a lot of people. I mean, shit, the people he made music with, of course he liked, and that's a lot of people, so you can just, think anybody he made music with, really. I don't know nobody off the top of my head.
A while back, Snoop made some comments about Ty Dolla $ign, and I was kind of shocked when I heard him. It was kind of controversial because Snoop and your dad were so close, and I seen a post where you said that you weren't going to disrespect Snoop, or the people were expecting you to diss Snoop because he said that Ty Dolla $ign was the reincarnation of Nate Dogg. What made you feel like people wanted you to disrespect Snoop?
I don't know why people wanted me to. Maybe because they felt I have the right to, but I don't really call it a disrespect. I call it, in my shoes, just voicing, my opinion from, from the main source. And I mean, Snoop not wrong. That's been in the air, since my pops died. And I think, as a West Coast fan, in those shoes, we needed we had a void to fill. And Ty Dolla $ign, he was on a lot of records, and he was, featured on a lot of hooks, and that was kind of the blueprint for him. So I don't kind of, I kind of respect the opinion and respect what was said, but kind of like disrespectfully, killing that with the real sound and what's really going on, because my people still, on my daddy's side, my people, they back in the hood, they back, where they was before he made it. So nobody should be the new Nate Dogg, or, nobody should be any of that, because, especially if the main, the main source and everything ain't right, I don't think, that should be that should be the message that should be pushed, that's all.
So you don't think anybody should be the new Nate Dogg?
Nah, not even me. Like, I think the legacy is what it is, and I think I bring fresh air to that. That's all I'm doing. And I also got my own story. So once you get past the fresh air and you really become a fan and you start listening, you'll really see what's going on and what's what.
I seen you working with Doggystyleee out there, San Bernardino. Me and him, I mean, we're like, I'm from Rialto, he's from San Bernardino. He's been doing his thing. How'd you guys link up?
Shit, I'm gonna be real. I found him, man. I seen that track he did that was so gangster. I'm like, man, he gotta be faking. I didn't know it was real at first, so I'm like, nah, man, he trying to mock Snoop Dogg. So I had him as time went by, I'm like, oh, he really like that. Like, this really him. He got his style, and this what he owns. So I'm like, I could fuck with that, because that's what I'm about. I'm about, people thinking it's like, I'm about originality, but from a certain time. And it's hard to really, find that and see, if that's really what it is if you don't pay close attention to it. So, pay some attention to him, and I seen he was, as gangster as he was acting. So I'm like, yeah, man, I need to do some shit with you. It only makes sense.
Yeah, you guys did a track. It sounded good.
Yeah,
I liked it, man.
Appreciate you.
I mean, I hope, I want to see you guys both win. I mean, definitely want to see. He's from the IE, man. I think he's probably the biggest artist from the IE right now doing it.
I listen to Doggystyleee on a regular, so I wouldn't even say the IE. He one of the biggest on the West Coast to me, and he's so slept on. It's like once they get past, whatever, they stuck on, they'll be able to listen to the music.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, man. He's definitely got a future. You're growing up. You're playing football for Snoop. You got a lot of celebrities coming by. Nate Dogg is your dad. How did that influence you, do you think, in life?
It for sure shaped me. It allowed me to see like anything is possible, because you got these two, superstars who like technically like had a lot to do with raising me and my upbringing. So it was a lot. It was like motivation growing up. I was passionate to be something, no matter what it was. I just wanted to be something, and having that secondhand was it was a blessing for me.
And how old were you when your dad passed away?
I was 14.
So you guys got to know each other, and you got to spend a lot of good time with him.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah, he raised me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you hear about him being sick?
I don't even remember, dog, to be real. I don't even know.
Okay. How did it affect you when he passed away?
Shit. At first, that shit didn't seem real, to be real. To be honest, I mean, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. But he was sick for a while, so in time, I'm like, okay. And then like when he passed away, I'm like, oh, okay, like, it's real. But it took time, for me, for it to process.
Yeah. I mean, I remember. I think I heard it was 2 years, right? He was in the hospital.
Yeah, in and out.
In and out.
Yeah.
I can imagine that must have been tough on you guys.
Yeah, I was young, but shit, still, like till this day, like it don't go nowhere. You feel me? So.
Yeah, man, that's rough. Can only imagine. What changed in your life after he passed away?
A lot of shit, dog. Simple shit like, like going to Knott's Berry Farm, for instance. Like we in the front of the lines and shit. No line, shit like that. Now, nigga, go to Knott's, I gotta wave my ass in the line. I gotta, say something hurt or something, shit like that. But I wouldn't say just the luxury of having them there, but just having a dad there in situations that I think any young man would need, like when he going through his trials and tribulations in life. You feel me? So a lot of shit I just took to the chin and dealt with the shit the hard way.
So he was able to, help you out in a lot of ways. Even just getting you in line early.
I mean.
People took care of Nate Dogg at Knott's Berry Farm?
Yeah, they took care of him, they took care of me. You can look at it like that because I was with him, so shit like that. But that's not like, like I said, it's not the main thing, but that was definitely like a privilege,
Well, you still were playing football with Snoop.
Well, yeah. Well, I wasn't still playing for him, but I was going to high school. But yeah, I kept in contact with all of them. All of them, like, shit. Call them right now if I needed to. I don't, but if I needed to, I will.
Man, that's what's up. I think we touched on you felt like your dad didn't get the props he deserves. What do you think it is that makes it that way?
I think it was the marketing, promotion, shit like that. Cause anybody who know about him know it wasn't the music, so I don't know what was going on at that time, and as far as who was handling things, marketing, who was what was what. But if we dropped songs that already been out and dropped like albums and shit and marketed them bitches the right way, and everybody knew they was coming and when they was coming, and put them in the right places, you would feel like Nate Dogg was still here. You feel me? So, and that's actually what the type of shit we in the works are doing. Like movies, shit like that, because I think that's what we missing for the culture. Nate Dogg movie. Why not? So that's what we working on, shit like that.
Man, that'd be big. That would be dope, man. Now, I'd love to see a Nate Dogg movie. There's not a lot of stories about Nate Dogg, as much as like other artists. I would like to hear more of his friends.
They out there. Shit, you heard Suge Knight don't lie when he talk about my pops. So with Suge Knight, he done said a few things as far as shit. His early life, he was a knucklehead, so that's probably where I got a lot of my shit from, and I had to learn, the hard way like him. Other than that, you feel me? He was starting up a gospel, what is it? Not a gospel album, but a choir that was gonna be called Innate Praise. So before he passed away, he was working on that, and that was a big part of his career. And I think what turned him to that was like him waking up to like a lot of shit that was going on in his life and shit. So that was something that I got I took from and learned from early.
So your dad was working on gospel?
Yeah, he was working on a gospel album. That was probably the next lane that he was going in.
You mentioned unreleased music. How much unreleased music do you guys have for him?
Sure, we got a lot of shit. I want him to see though. We got a lot of shit though.
I interviewed Warren G a while back, man. This was when I believe he did the song with Game, and he had your dad on the hook. Party. I
Party
forget the
we
name.
will throw now. Yeah.
Party We Will Throw Now.
Mhm.
And I remember I asked him about it, and I asked him if he was going to be releasing any more Nate Dogg music, and he's like, nah. He says he has a bunch. He says he has a bunch, or I don't know if he said a bunch, but he said he had more, but he said he was gonna keep it to himself.
Nah, I'm just gonna do just this EP, and the rest of the music I'm just gonna keep to myself.
I think really the business wasn't right on our end, and maybe I don't know what his end is like, but the business wasn't right for a long time. So I think if the business wasn't right, he wasn't just gonna put nothing out. If it wasn't, if the royalties and if just whatever is, if it wasn't how it was supposed to be, we could just put it that way.
I hope we eventually get it.
Yeah, oh
You
yeah,
know?
definitely. And it has nothing to do with Warren and his side. It's more of like, it's more of the family, my family, our side and the state, and a lot of shit that been going on. So it should be over soon, or you'll see it on TMZ or something. They always pick that story up.
I can imagine it's probably pretty hard with the business and everything, with him, passed away, and I don't know who has, the say and everything, but there's probably a lot of different moving parts that has to, go with the labels and everything like that.
That too, and man, also with a lot of siblings, you gotta remember it's like 8, 9 of us, so when it's like that, we gotta all, we eventually gotta all agree upon something and how it's gonna happen. So I think we finally at that point to where we can move forward. But like I told you, I don't know if you remember, but when he died, I had 5 siblings. Now I got about 8. So you gotta realize, as time going by, if new people come out, or if what's what, like I said, a Jerry Springer show, then we can't get the business in right, because we gotta, make sure that we got, we can't just leave a little sibling or, little brother and sister out there left out.
Yeah.
It ain't that crazy, but that's how, that's the last little issue we didn't have, but we should be good.
Did you find out after he passed away that there was more siblings?
Yeah, probably like two or three.
Did they just popped up out of nowhere after he passed away?
They probably been around. To be real, I probably just didn't know about them. But if I don't know about you, I don't know how official you are, because I was right under my daddy, so. I mean, you official, but not to say it like that, but it's like, I don't know what the relationships was like with their parents, with their mother, with his mother, and my daddy, so. Got the album, the next episode dropping March 15th, man. I got some features on there. I don't want to name drop nothing, because I ain't really put nothing out there yet, but I'm in the works of that. I also got a drop, man, a t-shirt drop with Pro Club coming up. Probably gonna do my whole clothing line with them, but I got the RP Nate Dogg t-shirts coming up. Y'all be on the lookout for that shit, man. But yeah, other than that, man, we just kicking back on some gangster shit, dog. Just, sitting back, waiting on the virus to pass by, get these live shows cracking, and go from there.
How many shows have you did since
I
you've
only
been doing
did
music?
2 with the Dog Pound at the Observatory and at the House of Blues. Other than that, I ain't really did nothing, so we coming out the gate swinging, really.
Yeah, I mean, you're still kind of just fresh on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's less than a year.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you? So you've been singing your whole life?
Nah, I've been making music though, like not my whole life, but I know what music sound like. Like I know what it's supposed to sound like, Like since forever, I know a sound, and that's just what I go for.
Did you just start taking it serious a year or 2 ago?
Yeah, that's what it is. I just started really fucking with it, like this is what I'm gonna do. This was gonna, keep feeding my, my kids and, my brothers, the whole generation. This how we gonna eat.
Man, that's what's up, man. I love what you're doing. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you continue to get bigger, man. You're growing at a big pace, pretty fast. I mean, over 100,000 followers on IG in less than a year. That's pretty good, man.
I appreciate you, for real.
Yeah, man,
That's
definitely. I appreciate you taking the time, man. I mean, this was a dope interview. I appreciate you sharing your stories about your pops and everything. And, you know, if there's anything I can do, just, you know, let me know, for sure.
Hell yeah, bro. Stay up. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.